What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak your mind sports talk. All right, check it out, guys. It's the basic prediction and odds show. Uh, so while I wait for my man Gun Rights, as a matter of fact, let me send him this invite right quick. I forgot to do that. Send that to my man Gun Rights real quick, and we'll get this started. Man, I'll tell you guys what. I know that I know a lot of people got ashed up on that card, those games yesterday. And it had a lot to do with the Milwaukee Bucks. So I tell you guys, the Milwaukee Bucks, that loss wrecked all my tickets besides two of them. I only had two tickets that Milwaukee Buck game didn't wreck. But Fox and Monster in the building say, Luka. Yeah, man. That game was crazy yesterday. Luka Doncic, man, he's a star. He's a superstar. This kid, like, he's injured too, guys. That's another thing. Luka Doncic is terribly injured. However, I mean, he still performed. He still showed up and showed out. You know, the Milwaukee Bucks, man. Like I said, they screwed all my tickets yesterday. And besides two of them, because if you guys were here yesterday, Gun Rights, he said to take the Dallas Mavericks on the points, if you guys remember. Because, like I always tell you guys, don't listen to me. Listen to Gun Rights. The guy that is, there he goes. What's up, Gun Rights? Listen to Gun Rights, the betting expert. And so I gave you guys my advice. But if you remember, if you guys followed Gun Rights' advice yesterday, he said take Dallas on the points. So if you guys followed, if you guys followed our advice, remember, I just give the breakdown of the game. But when it comes to the betting side of it, I always tell you guys, listen to Gun Rights. And Gun Rights said specifically yesterday, he don't trust this game. Take Dallas on the points. So on two of my tickets yesterday, I did exactly what he said. I took Dallas on the points. Now, those two tickets didn't cash in because I went wrong on some baseball games. But however, considering basketball, this is basic NBA basic predictions and odds. We hit that one yesterday, guys. So it's not always about who wins or loses. It's about following these betting strategies. That's why I give you guys the analytics side of it, my breakdowns. And then I couple that with Gun Rights betting strategies. So if you listen to his betting strategies yesterday and you took Dallas on the points, boom, you hit it. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. We doing it big here. It's all about winning money. Money. That's
what up, bro?
What's up, Gun Rights?
Shit, chillin'.
Good call on that Mavericks game yesterday, bro. I was just telling everyone. Good call on that, taking them by the points.
Yeah, I mean, I see that series in the Lakers series. I think that might go 6 or 7. I think it might go 6 or 7.
Well, let's jump right into this.
Yeah,
Since
go ahead.
You said that, let's go ahead and jump right into this. I was just really stalling out a little bit until you got up here. And actually, with that game, we might see things a little bit differently here, guys. Now, here's the thing. This is where we come to. This is the battle here, right? With the analytics side of it. And now that's the 6 o'clock game. But this was our most interesting upset, in my opinion, right? So let's start off with this game. That is the 6 o'clock game. It's no rush. We got plenty of time for that 1:30 game. I'm going to break down this. I'm going to give you guys my breakdown on this Milwaukee game. But remember, forget about D. Jefferson's breakdowns and forget about D. Jefferson's bets. Still listen to what Gun Rights advise you guys on the bets because that's what's going to make you the money. I'm just giving the analytics here. All right, so here's my breakdown though on this Bucks Magic matchup today. We're going to just go a little unorthodox and start with this game first. All right, so I said this. Listen, guys, with the exception of the point spread, I will say emphatically that this game was a fluke. Okay. And the reason I say exception of the point spread, because Gun Rights has been telling us this the entire time about these point spreads. You cannot trust the point spread. Listen, we have to look at historical events, how things historically goes. And generally, that's how things are going to continue to go. So with sports, on the analytics side of it, you always get these type of games. It's like that movie with Al Pacino, Any Given Sunday. You always like no team is perfect. Teams will lose. Teams that are the best team in the league will lose to one of the worst teams that people. This happens in sports, right? But for the gambling side of it, and what Gun Rice was telling us, you just can't trust those point spreads when they're that large. No matter how good a team is playing, no matter how bad the next team is playing, you cannot trust those point spreads. So we have to follow historical events, but we have to pay attention to both sides of the aspect, the gambling side and the analytics side. And that's why I always tell you guys to depend on what Gun Rice tell you guys, because he's more experienced with this gambling side of things, okay? But I still emphatically say that game was a fucking fluke, fam. Okay? You have Vujicic and Gary Clark playing extremely uncharacteristic in that game. Gary Clark, who averages 3.7 points per game and 2.4 assists per game, went 15 and 6. Vujicic went 35, 14 and 4, guys. This is something that you're not seeing from these guys ever. You don't see these type of performances from these guys. And then when you look on the other side, on the Buck side, Dante DiVincenzo, Brooke Lopez, and Pat Connaughton. Listen, guys, combined, these three guys went for 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 points. Combined, guys. So you got Vujicic and Clark on the other side playing lights out like they've never played. And then you have Connaughton, DiVincenzo, and Brooke Lopez absolutely not showing up at all. The three of these guys combined for 10, 4, and 4. That's generally what you will get as far as production out of any one of those guys. Any one of those guys could give you 10, 4, and 4. DiVincenzo could do it. Brooke Lopez could do it on any given night. And Pat Connaughton. Combined, all three of these guys gave you that. Okay? So I wanted to point that out too. 10 points. Not to mention the Magic, you know, in their last meetings with the Bucks. All of their meetings this season, guys, they have been completely washed by the Bucks. They've been beaten by the Bucks every game. This game was an anomaly, guys. This game was a fucking fluke. I don't care what anyone says. This game, fans talk about bad omens, bad sport omens, Vegas odds, what usually happens. Sometimes you just got a fluke. None of that shit fucking matters, bro. None of it. Not the historical events, not the Vegas odds, not the omens that fans say. None of that matters. This game was just like Al Pacino's movie, Any Given Sunday. One of those things that happened. I'm pretty much guaranteeing that the Bucks absolutely demolished the Mavericks tonight. Absolutely demolished them. Now I could be wrong on that. Again, but I just can't go too much on the history and all of this. So to make a long story short, this is what I say about it. But remember, we're going to rely on Gun Rights betting strategies here. But I say I got the Bucks on this money line because, man, I'm so done with these 12 and 13 points. So I say the Bucks money line and over on the points. Okay. I'm also going to bet the Bucks on the points on another ticket and over on the points. I'm going to do that. That's going to be what I'm going to do today because this game was a fluke. I just feel like this game was a total fluke, and the Bucks are going to come back in this next game I feel like, and clean up all three categories. Even though, like Gunright said, this is something that don't usually happen. One of them miss. I'm gonna put a bet in today on the Bucks to clean up all three categories: point spread, by the game, and the overs. Like all three, I'm seeing that happen. But that's just what I'm doing. Uh, but I will say this: another good play here. Just like Gun Rice told us yesterday, I'm gonna play this ticket too. I'm gonna play three tickets solely based on this game. I'm gonna take Magic on the points, and then I'm gonna go on the totals here. But see, my tickets are only $1, so I'm gonna take the chance with three because if any one of them hits, I'm gonna be back. But this game is a screwy game here. But I mean, yesterday's game was a screwy game. But I'm just convinced it was a fluke. So that's how I'm gonna play my tickets. But Gunright, give these guys some strategies on how to play this game today.
What's the percentages on that game? Go to
Uh,
Vegas Insider and tell me what the percentages on the side, the money and the over and
let's
under.
go back in. That takes too long. Okay. The percentages are all right. The percentages are on the side 56% to the Bucks, 44% to Orlando. On the money line, it's 72% for the Bucks, 28% for Orlando. And the overs and unders, everybody's going over like me pretty much, 78-22. Way
Okay,
ahead on the
so
over.
based off of what you just told me, I would have to say they either gonna take that 50% side or that 40% side, or it's gonna be the over and under. Like you said, I don't see Bucks losing this game, but if I was to have to pick a bet, I would have to go with the over. If the Bucks win and they cover the side, then that game is gonna go under. If everybody's picking over,
Right.
one of them two is gonna be wishy washy. I'm telling you, I just got a feeling.
Well,
Like with
I kind of agree with you on that, bro. Because when I started this thing, right, and
because I don't
I
see the
was,
Bucks losing. That's just my personal
me either,
opinion.
me either. But with that money, with that side and that overs and under, I'm starting to see exactly what you said, at least on the gambling, because I think we've predicted probably 50, 60 something games so far, over 60 something games so far. And I've only hit all three times. So it's got to be something to that, bro. Like you're not gonna if you're talking about over 60 games in let's say 67 games, right? That's 3 out of 67. So the odds show you right there that look, man, you're not gonna hit all three every time. So you got to mix and match that shit up. So, like, I'm
And you
with
got to
you on
look
that.
at how important those games that you did hit all three on. They might have not been on a lot of tickets. They're gonna be all of what my strategy is and what I was trying to explain to not just you but everybody else is that you got to look at these games that people is looking at for sures, and then the games that really people is not really making a large bet on. They might let you get those games because they're not going to affect a lot of the parlay cards. You feel what I'm saying? Even
Yeah,
people who do parlays, usually they only doing like maybe 3 or 4 teams total. You feel what I'm
right.
saying? But when you start getting into them 7 and 8 tickets and 6 teamers, those is what's gonna break them because more teams that you put, even if we only betting $5, it's still gonna hit for like 100, maybe $200. Now times that times how many people is betting every fucking day. That's
Yeah,
you
yeah.
going you talking about millions of dollars. You feel me? Because
Billions,
we not
billions.
yeah, Vegas is not the only people who be betting out here. You got to think it's people that's betting all around the world
Yo,
on this
yeah, it's
shit.
worldwide, bro. My
So
site is not even in the United States. The
yeah,
site
so
Bovada's not even in the United States, so
so
it's
you got to
worldwide.
think fucking up one game or making them odds so tricky. And if they hit, like, football is a better example for me to show you, for me to explain it a little bit more, because I know that sport. You feel me? So like
Right.
like if the
Let's
Chief if the
let's
Chiefs win, if the
let's
Chiefs
get to.
lose,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, if the Chiefs lose the first week,
just because they won a Super Bowl, you got to think it's still stuck in people's mind that that team is going to be the top team. Now, if they was to lose, you feel what I'm saying? It will fuck up like millions and millions of tickets, which equal up to millions and millions of dollars. So,
Yeah,
like I
for
said, they're
sure.
gonna let you win a little bit, but they're gonna take more than what they're gonna let you win. Just
Right,
understand that. Historically speaking, the statistics show that. So that's the reason
right.
why I go off of them percentages. But yeah, I say it's either gonna be the under or that side is going to go the other way because I see them taking that 40% from people betting on the side of Orlando and letting the Bucks win, but take that other side, take that under because that's 100%. You said mostly the public is
No,
rolling
it's
with the
70,
over.
78-22.
78-22. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
so that seems about right. Like I said, that would be them taking at least 70 and that 40%, not 40 something percent. Now add up that 75% and that 40 something percent. That's a large chunk that they can take and let you guys win that little punk ass 75% money line. You feel what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
I've been looking at that because I'll go back to the previous days and I just analyze that. But that's my take on it. You feel what I'm saying?
All right. So Chinsmo said D Jefferson is Portland taking game 2 versus the Flakers. We're gonna get to that, Chin. As a matter of fact, I think that might be the first game, but yeah, we're gonna get to that. And I got some ideas on that, so stick around. And I cannot read, I don't know what your name is, but he says, in your opinion, who are the best 5 European players in the NBA in the last 3 years? Wow, dude. That is an extreme question and would actually take a little bit of research because you just said 5 players. Just stick around. This is what I'll do for you. On the next prediction show, I'll answer that question. That's not really something that I can answer right off the top of the head, man. Because Giannis is an international player. Joker's an international player. Luka's an international player. International players are hitting the league really hard. Bogdanovich, Bogdanovich, both of them. These guys are playing lights out. So it's hard to say who's the best European players. That's something I will actually have to research because there's a lot of good ones. Of course, you're gonna have the names that's gonna be up there like Luka, Joker, and Giannis. I can guarantee you they're gonna be in the top 5, in my opinion. If you're saying the last 3 years, they'll be in the top 5. But something I will have to dig into. But good question, fam. Soccer Training Club, what's up with you? Clippers took a loss. Yeah, it was crazy, man. Charles D in the building. What's good? My man G Boogie. What's going on, G Boogie? All right, guys. So let's get to this next game. And I'm gonna take it back to the top because we went kind of out of order. I'm gonna start with this 1:30 game since that's the one that's gonna happen in about an hour and a half. We got the Heat versus the Pacers, game 2, and that matchup. Let me pull down the breakdown right quick. All right, here's my breakdown on this. This is probably the toughest matchup of the first round, and I could see this one going to 7 games. Now, this one I could see going to 7 games because these teams are pretty much evenly matched. I think just the last game was 8-9 point lead, which is not really significant. Uh, Pacers led that game virtually in every category. Statistically, the Pacers had higher numbers. If you just went to that game and you looked at the statistics, you would look and say, how the hell did Miami win this game? Because statistically, the Pacers were ahead and damn near every category in that game, yet they still lost. The Pacers need to learn how to close out games. When you watch that game, they took it to the Miami Heat in the first quarter, and then they fell apart. They only scored 19 points in the second quarter, which means they had a terrible time trying to close that half out. So they go into the halftime under. They come out of the halftime and take it to the Pacers in the third quarter, and then they totally drop the fourth quarter. This is the problem with that Pacers team closing out. Also, Oladipo only played 9 minutes in that game, so we have to factor that in. They decided to rest Oladipo because they know they're going to need him through this stretch. This is going to be 6 or 7 games at least. So I expect Oladipo to come out tonight and have a showing, right? But closing out the quarters, closing out the game is really important, man. They got to be able to close these halves out, the Pacers, especially against a team that they're evenly matched against, like the Miami Heat. Okay, I actually expected the Pacers to wake up in this game, this second matchup. They're gonna wake up. This they're back and forth in wins over their last 3 games. These teams, they're roller coasters. They're beating each other. They're going back and forth in their last games. You see what I mean? So I would say this: if the announcement comes out today, because Oladipo is questionable, so I would tell you guys to reserve your bets until game time on this one. That's why I really wasn't rushing on this game, because Oladipo is going to be a key factor in this game, and they're saying that he's questionable. I went to 5 different sites about injury reports, and I cannot find anything definite on Oladipo. So this is going to definitely be a game time decision. It is the playoffs, so if he can play, he will play. But it's definitely going to be a game time decision. So I will suggest you guys reserve your bets until right before game time concerning this game here. And if the announcement comes out that Oladipo won't play, I say Miami wins. Go with Miami, and go with them on the spread, because it's not that much. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, guys, I didn't even give you that. So usually we want to start with that. So Miami opens up at minus 5.5, but the line moved and they're -4. Totals are 217. Okay, and the percentages for you going right. The sides are 68% Miami, 32 Indiana, 22% Miami, 78 on the money line, and for the overs is 72% and 28%. I mean, 72% over, 28% under. That's how those numbers read on that game. And like I said, guys, if Oladipo plays, I would go with the Pacers on the points over the 215. If Oladipo doesn't play, I would go with Miami on the money line over 215. I don't think the Pacers are going to allow themselves to go down 2 games. If so, that would be interesting. I think that this is going to be a 7-game series. I feel like the Pacers are going to come back and punch the Miami Heat. You had a couple of guys there. Hell, TJ Warren only put up 22 points, right? That's not going to happen. TJ Warren's going to have a game. Miles Turner, I believe, only put up 9 points. You see what I mean? So it's a reason these teams have been a roller coaster before the bubble and since the bubble started. They've been a roller coaster with each other, back and forth battles. And these are 2 of the hottest teams in the bubble. The Miami Heat's been hot, but the Pacers have been one of the 3 hottest teams. It was those guys, the Phoenix Suns and the Toronto Raptors. So this is an interesting matchup. And like I said, Oladipo out, I go with the Pacers on the points and over the 215. Oladipo in, I go with Miami on money line over the 215. So with that information, go rights, get the people some betting strategies for this one.
I mean, really, I only really like the over. I like the over in that game. Now Miami, they play pretty good defense, so
Yeah.
that's probably the reason why the Pacers shoot the ball better overall. So I already knew that the statistics as far as the shooting and everything is going to be higher on the Pacers because that's what they do. But they don't play good defense. That's the only thing about the Pacers. If they was to get their defense together, I feel like they would be a real dangerous team. But I like the over. I mean, that's just my take on that.
No, I agree.
The percentages on that side, being that everybody is trying to put the money on the money line, I get it. You feel me? Because it's going to be a large payout. So on that, I could see what was the percentage again on the side, or like
the
what
percentage
50?
on the side for that game was 68% Miami, 32% Indiana. But the money line, people looking for the dog in this game, bro. And I think so too, because again, I just can't imagine them. See, just like what you just said, they lack a little bit on defense, right? And then, but it's like these teams are opposite. Their strengths and their weaknesses. Indiana's strength is offense, and their weakness, if you want to call it, is defense, because they have good defense, but not as good as Miami. And then it's vice
Right.
versa. Miami's defense is better, and their offense is slightly not as good as Indiana. That's the classic battle, bro. That is
Yeah.
the classic battle, And so I don't. It's a reason these teams have been a roller coaster, right? Because they
That's
both play complete team ball, and they both share each other's weaknesses and strengths. You know what I mean? So it's a great matchup, and I'm with you 100% on the money line and the side. It's too volatile. The only thing that seems good here is the overs.
yeah, that's what I like on that game. I like you said it's what 218, 215,
217.
217. Yeah, I like the over in that game. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only good advice that I can give you on that game because I had the Pacers their first game and they let me down that first game. But then
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
told myself that they can come back and win the next one. So I'm with you on that 7 game series for that one because both of them teams is pretty much like you said. On one side, they got an advantage, but on the other side, the other team got an advantage. So that's one of
Right.
them
Right.
even games. This game remind me of the Utah and the Denver game. That
Yeah.
them 2 games right there is so up and down because Donovan Mitchell can take off with the Utah, but then
Same
again,
scenario. It's
yeah,
the
it's
same
the same
scenario.
scenario.
Utah
Yeah,
got a little better defense and their offense is okay, and Denver got a better offense and their defense is okay. It's the same scenario with that matchup. Same scenario. So yeah, bro, I like we in total agreement with this. Again, I'm the risky guy. Y'all remember that. So the information y'all hear from me, I'm going to bet that shit, no doubt. But I'm only betting $1. So that's why I'm betting it. And if one of my tickets hit, I could bet 10 tickets and only need one to hit, and I'm over for that day. Just you know what I'm saying?
exactly,
So I'm
exactly.
gonna keep betting the way I'm betting because if any of my tickets hit, it's golden. You know what I mean? And I'm only risking $1. Uh, so G Money in the building. Salute to you, G Money. He says Mavs rolled through the Clips. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. G Money. They rolled through them. It ain't gonna happen again. 3 Clips gonna beat that ass. I'm telling y'all. All right, guys. Let's go to the 3:30 game. Uh, Oklahoma City Thunder versus Houston Rockets, and the Houston Rockets opens up at -2. The Houston Rockets remain at -2. 226 on the total points. The percentages on the side is 63% Houston's, 37% OKC. Money line 63% Houston, 37% OKC. That's crazy. They're both exactly the same. And here's where it gets even crazier, guys. All of these percentages are damn near the same, right? The overs and unders are 64-34, but it's 66% over and 34 under. So all of these numbers are like really close on this game.
I
Let me
like
go to my
OKC straight
yeah.
out.
Let me
I
go to
like
my
OKC.
breakdown on this one. All right. So I see right off the back, we probably see this one differently. But here we go. So I said, I'm not going to spend much time on this game. Initially, I thought the Thunder would be. All right, hold on, guys. I got a truck going by. I'm outside. I'm sitting outside. All right, so initially, I thought the Thunder would be a challenge for the Rockets, but I don't feel so confident about this. Rockets have their own deficiencies that will keep them out of the finals, but they're just too offensively powerful of a team for the Thunder, in my opinion. Okay. They don't have the type of defense it takes to stop a team like the Rockets. There are teams that's going to beat the Rockets in the playoffs, but these teams are going to be defensively responsible. See, here's the thing with the Houston Rockets. Offensively, they're a lights out team. And you're going to get games where, just like I was saying before, no team is perfect. So you're going to get games where a team has uh, a bad game shooting or from the floor offensively. Because the Houston Rockets rely so much on their offense, when they play bad offensively, they're going to lose. They're going to lose to a lot of teams. That's just the thing with this Rocket team. But, you know, the Thunder's season and the bubble, these two teams went 2-2, guys, okay? 2-2. They basically even Steven. The issue with that is the only time the Thunder were able to win versus the Rockets was due to the Rockets having a horrible shooting night, which I was just speaking about. The 2 games that they lost to the Thunder, the Rockets went 24, they averaged 24.7% from three-point land, guys, right? Which means they weren't shooting the ball. But if we have to rely on the Thunder only winning if the Rockets are not shooting good, that's just not a lot. That's not what I'm willing to bet my money on. And basically, with all of their meetings, that's exactly what it appears to be. That only if the Rockets have a bad night shooting, that's the only chance the Thunder has of winning. And that's just not a good sign to me. Okay. So I got the Rockets taking game 2 and cover the spread as well. I'm going to be a bit cautious with these points. So, and I mean the overs and unders. So with gun rights, with his logic and what he usually tells me, I'm trashing the overs and unders in this game, but I actually like the side and the money. Like either way y'all want to bet it. I think because look, we're talking 2 fucking points here. So they got to win by 3. That ain't really no spread. And I got them winning this game. So I'm definitely going to say they money
That's
line.
why I said what I said,
Spread.
because that point spread should be way higher. That's the
Right.
only reason why I say fuck around and take a risk. That's the only reason why I'm taking a risk on the Oklahoma, because that point spread, based off of what you said, that point spread should be around 4 or 5. And the fact that it's that low, that's what scared me in that game. You feel me? Because it should be more. It should be more. So that's kind of like me telling you, okay, this team is hot. It should be 5, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you 2. That's kind of like you're trying to trick me. You feel what I'm saying? You're trying to trick me. That's what I'm thinking in my head. But like I said, it's either gonna be that. It's either gonna be that or the money line is gonna be or the over and under is gonna be iffy. Because what you say, you said 65% is going with the under. I mean the over.
66-34, 66% with the over and 34% with the under. And then the
So
sides
if I'm
are
wrong, so
63,
listen,
37.
if I'm wrong on Oklahoma winning that game or covering the spread, it's gonna go under. So remember, write it down that I said that. So I want y'all to go back and look at that game.
Me, I'm gonna bet it both ways. Just the fact
Yeah, I know you, but I'm just saying,
betting it both
watch what I
ways.
say. I'm just trying to prove to who listening to us the strategy that I came up with, because I was just like you on football. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how does team lose? But then I started looking at the percentages and looking at where people betting. And I'm trying to tell you, they not about to lose too much bread. You feel me? That's why I don't really bet with the public like that. I like betting against the public because I win more money when I bet against the public, because the public is going to give up more money than what they win. So the sharp bettors is going to win more money. You feel me?
You know where I'm at with this is, especially since I'm just betting $1, I stay away from those things, bro, because it gets too tricky. And like I said, I noticed what you was telling me is actual. Like I'm seeing this shit happen, right? But I stay away from it because it gets too tricky. Because here's the thing. You never know when Vegas is going to stick their nose in this game or when they're not. And that's a fact. Like there are some indications, like you said, when you see the public putting money in a certain, in a certain way, you kind of don't know when they're going to step in which game or what game, because we got all kind of sports happening, right? So will they do it
I
on
mean,
the
gambling is
baseball game?
about probability, bro. It's about numbers. That's the reason why MIT came out here and smacked their ass, because they know probability and they know numbers. So I'm just going with what the probability is. You right. It's not always going to work, but if it's working more times than it's not, I'd rather be on the side that is working more times than it's not.
That's what the odds are about. It's the same in poker. Like I'm an avid poker player. I play poker all the time. I was just playing poker last night because Bovada got fucking poker, which I was fucking ecstatic about that. Because now I don't have to go to the casino. I could play right there while I'm doing film study or some shit. So I've been playing poker more. But with poker, It's the exact same thing what you're talking about. It's not about like you can pick up two aces, right? And that's the strongest starting hand, two aces, because nothing can beat two aces. But your odds drop, and this explains what Gun Rice is talking about. If you have aces and you make a big bet at a poker table, and usually 9 people are sitting at the poker table. So if you have aces and you get 4 people to call, then that drops the odds of those aces winning because more people are involved. But if you have those aces and only one person calls you, that increases your chance of winning because there's less people involved. So what Gun Rice is saying, when the public is going at a certain angle, that means there's more people involved. That decreases your odds. It decreases your odds. Regardless of the analytics side of it, that's true. Numbers don't lie, fam. So you got to kind of utilize both, and it gets tricky. So my whole point is this is why my strategy is to bet with just $1 because it's so tricky. If you're betting low and you're putting the 5 or 6 teamers in, you only need to hit one ticket. Hell, I could lose for 3 days straight and hit one ticket and break even. That's the reality of it. So you got to kind of use the combination of both of these things. But when it comes to this gambling side, I'm gonna tell you guys, and I always say it in the show, lean on what Gun Rights is telling you because this is his expertise. He's watched these numbers, he's watched these odds in Vegas, he knows how it goes. And regardless of my analytics, man, I've been wrong so many times this season. Well, I've been right more than wrong, but I've been wrong so many times, and that's because I'm basing it mostly on analytics and less on the gambling aspect of it. That's what makes this partnership so valuable because y'all get both from us. So let's go on to this next game, which is the 9 o'clock game because we already did Orlando and Milwaukee. So Portland and the Lakers. Now, Chin Smoke. Now we're at your game, Chin Smoke. Real quick before I start this game, let's see what you guys talk about in the chat. Man, Grower, what's good with you? He said, gonna give this live a miss. Speak your mind, sports talk, basketball, horrible sport. Well, I appreciate you coming through anyway, man, Grower. Hitting that like for me, fam. Man, Grower is one of my boxing fans, and he says F basketball. That's what's up, man. Soccer Training Club said Houston chokes under pressure, D. Are they over the hump? Well, yeah, they do choke under pressure, but against a team that's going to make them choke. I don't think that the Thunder is that team. But yeah, you're right. They do choke under pressure. Top stick. Here's the thing, though. When do they choke up under pressure? Usually going into the conference finals, trying to get there. But it's always the second round, fam. Houston's consistently been knocking teams out of the first round. Think about it. They knock teams out of the first round. They get their fans all excited. Houston Rockets are like the Dallas Cowboys. They win, they get their teams excited, and then they let them down. That's what they do. So first round to me is a gimme for the Houston Rockets because they're always getting their fans excited like they can actually do it this year. So they're going to make the second round, right? They're going to get past the Thunder. And like I said, Thunder don't have enough defense to stop a team like the Rockets. It's going to take another team that has enough defense to stop a team like them. And that's just not OKC. But, that's pretty much how I look at that situation there. Tim Smoke said Rockets will choke again. Yeah, that's what the consensus is. It seemed like Houston Rockets rely. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They rely on three-point shooting too much. So that's when you see them shooting bad. That was the only reason they got beaten by OKC. OKC, they're not going to beat Houston Rockets. Let's put it this way. OKC will not beat Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets will lose the game from shooting bad. It's as funny as that may sound. That's how that goes. Jay says, haha, both of you been wrong a lot lately. You win some and you lose some. Actually, we're wrong every day, fam. See, a lot of shows, this is the thing, Jay. We're wrong on some levels every day because a lot of these prediction and odds shows, they only give you their plays. They don't break down and give you advice on every single game. Some games they just say, oh, I'm not messing with this game, and they move on. But we give you a breakdown on any game. But that's why you got to listen to Gun Rights on the safe bets because although we've been wrong on some of these calls, if Gun Rights safe bets been hitting. So you got to think about that, Jay. You're going to
And
be wrong.
remember,
That's why
Jay, this is not the only sport that I bet on. So
We
Right,
just talking about basketball over here,
right.
and it's
We
only
bet
been
on
4 games a
boxing.
day.
We bet on boxing, baseball, UFC, basketball, and football when it starts all day. And so, Jay, here's the thing. No one in this industry, and I mean no one in this industry gets them all right, Jay. No one. Everybody in this industry of gambling is just like any sports team. They go on cold spells too. You ask any gambler. I had a guy who came in here and told me he had not won anything at all in over 2.5 months, Jay, until he came to this show. And he said, finally I hit. It is what it is, Jay. It goes back and forth. You know what I mean? Ron Kyle, what's up with your fam? My man Unrivaled in the building. Parlay funding, my man Unrivaled. And as soon as that ticket hit, I'm going to come right back to your channel and bless you, dog. And that's 5 bets. That's 5 bets. And I guarantee you 10% Mark donations to your channel on every one of the bets. My man Mark
I got
gave
a
up
question for
$5.
Mark too, real quick. I know this is off
Go
the
ahead, go ahead.
subject, but Mark, I need you to tell me who you got out of Katie Taylor and Delphine and Dillian White and Povetkin. I just need to know them 2 bets so I can throw them in my ticket this weekend.
Okay, I'm gonna give you mine, and I'm gonna let Mark give you his. And let me tell y'all something. Boxing is my thing. Boxing and basketball, those are my thing. Y'all think I know basketball? I know boxing. But this guy, Unrivaled, Mark, is the man. Bro, I give him much respect. So here you go. Dillian White wins by split decision. I racked my brain over it last night, and I was trying to figure out whether I was going to pick 10th round stoppage, which still may be a play, guys, 10th round stoppage or split decision. I went with split decision. Katie Taylor wins by split decision. She beats Delphine Persoon again. I watched that fight about 3 or 4 times. Katie Taylor is more technically sound than Del Del I think Katie Taylor, she's just a better boxer. So I'm going to go Katie Taylor's split decision. Now, Mark, the man, go ahead and give me your answer on that. And while you're doing that, writing that in the chat, I'm going to go back. He said, if you got any baseball or NHL leans, feel free to share them following Doc Sports. Okay, yeah, Uncle Burn apostrophe. All capital letters at Speak Your Mind and then lowercase st. That's my Twitter account. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, and I will share all of our baseball picks with you that we pick up every day. We got
He in the
guy
right
here.
track though, because that's who I follow. Is Doc Sports. That's where
Okay.
Vernon Corey is on. So yeah, you in the right spot, bro.
All right, there you go. You in the right spot, Uncle Burn apostrophe. All right, so Mark says big up, Chan. Ron says plus Houston usually choke against a team like the Warriors or the Spurs. Yeah, but not in the first round, Ron. That's what I'm saying, Ron. Think about it. When have you seen the Houston Rockets choking in the first round? This is my thing. Like, if we're gonna follow odds, and let's follow all the odds. Houston don't choke in the first round, fam. They don't. That's the thing. They get past the first round, they get people excited, and then they blow it. They had the Warriors on the edge, bro. They should have beat the Warriors that season. They should have beaten the Warriors that season. And a lot of it has to do with Mike D'Antoni. You know, you got to tell your team, look, guys, we got a 26-point lead. They're starting to get momentum. Slow down with jacking up the threes. Get to the lane. James Harden is one of the best guys in the fucking league at pulling fouls. Why do the Rockets always get up 20, 25 points and continue to jack up threes and allow these teams to get back in? If you have one of the best people in the league at pulling fouls, start sending that motherfucker to the hole. Go to the lane, pull the fouls, get the team. Remember what Damian Lillard did in the last game of the bubble? And I was sitting there doing commentary. I said, they're going to win this game because Damian Lillard, when he scored 61 points, he is single-handedly putting this team in foul trouble. And by the fourth quarter, it was 4 minutes and 46 seconds left. They had 3 guys at 5 fouls. And that had a lot to do with Damian Lillard driving through that lane and continuing to pull those fouls. Well, James Harden is one of the best in the game at it. So why the hell do Mike D'Antoni allow these guys to keep jacking up those threes at the end of this game instead of sending them into the hole and pulling those fouls? You see what I mean? That's the problem with the Houston Rockets, bro. They rely way too much on that three-point shot. And if those three-point shots are not falling, Houston are going to get beat. That's the
Salute to
problem.
Mark, man. I appreciate that, Mark. You already know I always follow your strategy, so you know that boxing game for sure better than
Yo,
anybody else I know.
And he knows betting like you do. He's heavy on the betting with boxing. So he knows that shit like you do, fam. He knows everything it is to know about boxing, fam. What happens in the ring, the betting aspect, historian. Like, Mark's the fucking man, dog. I'm not even going to lie. He is the fucking man when it comes to this boxing shit. All right, if you want to hit an outside option, you can go Povetkin. Group round stop is 7-9. Bro, I'm going to save this. I'm getting ready to put that on some tickets tonight. Okay, he got another piece of advice there, guys. This weekend, I've gone for a double combo for my outside bet of Povetkin group round 10 and 12 and Joe Smith group round 10 and 12 with the odds. You think Joe Smith is gonna see? Mark, he just gave me a little something. I had a problem with that game. Mark, remember we in the prediction league. I had a problem with that fight, but now I'm gonna look into it a little more. Because I had Alito Alvarez. Mark too sharp. Yeah, you just gave it away, Mark. You're gonna make me look back into that fight. All right, guys. Let's get this last game going. I didn't spend a lot of time with this. Can't smoke. This one is for you, fam. Lakers versus Portland. Portland are playing with purpose and desire. However, I have to stick to my guns and favor the Lakers in this series. I said it, guys. Remember, I called Portland on the upset. The money, everybody thought that it was going to be Lakers, and the bookies had Lakers, but I called Portland easy in that upset. But I also said 2 days ago that I do think the Lakers will win this series, right? Lakers are not going to go down 0-2. Not going to happen. Damian Lillard is playing lights out, but what have we seen with Damian Lillard? Some games he just can't find it, right? This happens with Damian Lillard. He doesn't play lights out every game. Some games he just can't find it. Hopefully for them, and that since when Damian Lillard can't find it, CJ McCollum, Nurkic and Collins and those guys will step up. You can't really depend on that. Their interior defense is still an issue. So they beat the Lakers, but look at the interior. You know, their interior defense is still an issue. Lakers were awakened. Remember what I told you guys? Portland Trailblazers are going to come in this first game and smack the Lakers in the mouth. I got Portland winning the Lakers, but they're going to smack them in the mouth and wake them up. I think the Lakers are woke, right? That was the game. I think it's going to go down. Just like I said, they're going to wake them up. Caldwell Pope, Alex Caruso, Markieff Morris, guys. It's almost like I talked about that other game. These three guys scored 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Remember the other one was 10 points. This is something that you're not expecting to see. Alex Caruso usually shows up for the Lakers, right? Markieff Morris, both of those Morris boys, they do well. They're solid players. And Caldwell Pope was 1, 1, and 1, guys. And he played 29 minutes, guys. So it's not like he only came in the game and played 7 or 8 minutes, Caldwell Pope. The motherfucker played 29 minutes and he went 1, 1, and 1. 1 point, 1 rebound, 1 assist. No goddamn way can we depend on that. No way. Lakers are going to beat the living shit. That is my prediction. They are going to beat the living shit out of Portland tonight. Watch what I tell you guys. I got the Lakers to win tonight, cover the point spread, but go under that 229. I don't care. Those type of totals for these two teams are just extremely high. You guys seen what happened in the last game. They came nowhere close to that. Even if these teams blow out and have good offense considering, I still see that it's hard for them to get to 229 because a game, this is how the Lakers are going to win this game. They're gonna pound Portland on the inside, so you don't jack up all of these points. That you used to seeing when you get these 225, 230 games, unless you have one of those games where teams are killing the 3-point line. They're gonna pound Portland. Frank Vogel's a smart coach. Okay, guys, he may not be. You guys may not know him as much of the NBA, but he is a champion. He's a championship coach. He's won titles in the European side. On the European side, he is a world-renowned coach, actually. So Frank Vogel's a good coach. He's gonna understand that they have to pound these guys inside, and expect to see Anthony Davis and LeBron James go to work inside tonight, which is gonna loosen up that arc. But they're gonna go to work. They're gonna pound that paint tonight. And with that being said, you're not gonna jack up 229 points. Not in my opinion. Lakers win. They cover the spread, go under the 229. The percentages on that game, guys, and I did it again. I just started ranting. Lakers open up at 4.5. Now I'm getting ready to switch because earlier Lakers opened up at 4.5. The current was 4.5. I just refreshed this thing.
It's 6.5 over here.
Yep. And we got a 2.5 point shift. So from this morning when I started doing the research and writing up, Vegas must be feeling. Look, Vegas must be feeling like I am now too. This is what I'm telling you. Lakers gonna beat the hell out of Portland tonight. That's why they jacked those points up, guys. So now I'm saying, forget about the points. Leave the points alone. I was saying go over the points at 4.5 at 6.5. Nah, leave the points alone, but still take the Lakers to win. Now I would say money line and under. Because look, just like Gunright said, he likes to go against the public. 79% to 21 on that over. Hell no, bro. That's just going under. But what you got for him, Gunrights? What you think?
Lakers money line. That's it.
Lakers money line. That's it. All right.
Yeah.
Y'all heard him. Lakers money line. That's it. That's the only bet. That's the only play on this game. And guys, remember, some of these games, and Marcus Skyline, what's good with you? How Blazers are going to win tonight? Marcus says the Blazers are going to win. I don't think so, Marcus.
Well, look at D. I mean, every day since the playoffs start, some favorite take a hit. If you go back, a favorite then took a hit every day.
They already took the hit.
No, I'm saying like every day, at least one favorite has took a hit. So today is a whole new day. So out of these 4 games, what do y'all think that who gonna take a hit out of all the favorites? Because we've been picking all the favorites. The only time that I went against D was on basically the Oklahoma. That was my pretty much my upset.
I've been hot. I've been actually hot at picking the favorites and the dogs. I've been actually hot at picking the favorites and the dogs. You see what? But here's my thing. If you ask me that a favorite is going to win, I wouldn't put it on this game because look at these other 2 games.
No, you mean the underdog. You mean the favorite?
Yeah, the underdog is going to win. I wouldn't say that it was this game because you look at the game.
Oh, no, me neither. I don't disagree with you on that either. Right. I like the Lakers tonight, but I'm just saying out of all the 4 games,
right? OKC is the underdog against Houston, but only by 2 points. They could win it. Miami is the underdog against. Indiana's the underdog against Miami, and I expect them to win this game tonight. So if we saying that an underdog always loses, I agree with you because it's been happening every day. I'm saying that underdog team today is going to be the Pacers.
Pacers, yeah. That would be the more logical pick. That'll be the more logical pick.
And if it's not them, it's going to be the Rockets because ain't no fucking way in hell Orlando's running that bullshit back to back. Come on. That ain't gonna be the upset game. Ain't no way in hell they running that crazy shit back to back. They wasn't even supposed to win that game. You know what I mean? France on 2 in the building. Was good with you. My man D Boogie said, come on, people, hit that like button, support the hardest working man in YouTube land. I appreciate that, G Boogie. France on 2 says the Lakers Clippers win a championship. No, sir. You know what, France? I think that let me give y'all something. I'm going to go bet this on the overs. On the futures bet. I'm actually going to go bet this one. And I'll probably put like $50 on this. Nah, I might not put that much. Probably like 20. It's not gonna take a lot of money. I'm gonna bet. Check this out, guys. I am going to bet Nuggets. Denver Nuggets versus Toronto Raptors for the finals. How crazy does that sound? Futures. Or if they got like futures of I'm gonna go bet Toronto, because I know the odds has got to be wide against Toronto going to the finals without Kawhi Leonard. I'm gonna go put a bet on Toronto going to the finals. Then I'm gonna go put a bet on Denver Nuggets going to the finals. I am not
Hey,
convinced at all with the Lakers or the Clippers from what I'm seeing in these first two games at all.
hey, it's not far fetched. Like I said, 95% of the public had fucking Ronda Rousey beating the Nunez. So 95% of the public. So
Right.
trust and believe you can hit like that, and trust and believe
Yeah.
it will be some big money. Will be some
Yeah.
big money.
Marcus Skyline says tonight is CJ's time to eat. Yeah, I agree with that, Marcus. That I agree with. CJ, you know what got prop bets, right? And we don't get into these. I'm not telling anybody, but go look at the prop bets for CJ McCollum and bet some numbers on him. CJ, I agree with Mark Skyline here. CJ's going to put up numbers tonight. CJ's going to be the man to put up numbers tonight. I agree with that, Mark. And if Mark, take your own advice, fam, and go bet something on CJ tonight. Because I think you're right, fam. Sporadic Flowers, what's up, sis? She says, I think the Lakers will win. Indiana is too much of an underdog because they don't have guts to beat. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think you meant Portland, but I'm with you. Not for that reason, but I'm with you too. I think the Lakers will win tonight too. Marcus Skyline says, "Hey, while I'm going through the chat, gun rights, hook them up hook them up a parlay real quick. Uh, Evan Fournier, yeah, he needs to show up. Marcus Skyline, that's for sure. They're missing him because he's not playing up to the level that we expect. And if Evan Fournier does show up, it's going to be a really interesting game. I still don't see. I don't know, but yeah, Dallas. I'm with you there, bro. I'm waiting for him to have his breakout game because he's a hell of a player. Not Dallas, Orlando Magic, Mavericks always get them mixed up, but yeah. Fournier show up, but they still getting punished by the Bucks tonight, man. To hell with that. Like no doubt in my mind, they're getting punished tonight. Blazers aren't sweeping anybody. This isn't the East. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know it, Jay. They ain't sweeping nobody. They couldn't sweep the floor with a broom. You got me bent. Lakers trying to find too many excuses already for being in the bubble. Yeah, yeah. Their excuses, it's no excuses. Lakers are shooting horribly from the free throw line. They're shooting horribly from the 3-point line, and their chemistry is not in sync. That's what's wrong with the Lakers. They have way too much talent, two of the best players in the game, so it's no excuse to be losing teams like that. You know, look, there's a reason you're labeled a superstar. You can do things that the average guy can't do. Well, y'all have two of them on your team, Anthony Davis and LeBron James. That equates for at least three people on other teams. So they need to step it up. No excuses. Y'all can't have LeBron James going for a fucking triple-double and Anthony Davis going for over 30 points and y'all still lose. They can't have that. They can't have that. So, you know, D, check your tweet DM. I have outside line is possible. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Let me see what my man real quick. You got that together for them rights?
I didn't want to talk over you because you was
Oh
talking to
yeah.
somebody,
Go ahead and do
but
your thing, man. While I look at this for Mark.
like I said, I like the Lakers money line. I like the Pacers and the Miami to go over the point spread. Um,
Holy
I would
shit.
say the Bucks money line. That's my three teamer.
What the fuck? Sorry, guys. What the hell? Is that real? Bro, I'm going to put this ticket in. I'm getting ready. That is sick. That is sick. Bro, I'm putting this ticket in too, Mark, tonight. That's crazy. I don't care if this ticket don't win. That is crazy. I got to send this to you, Gunrise, but not right now. Mark, you just tried to destroy my show showing me that. Damn, I was about to hit the end button right off the back and go run to the book.
Yeah, I definitely need to get more email because I got some fights all the way going up into November the 21st that I need to know his opinion on because if I put 6 of those fights on one ticket and put
Hey, hold on for a
$300 on
second.
there,
Hold on,
yeah,
I
that's
gotta
like
say
10.
something. I gotta say something right quick. I love Mark. That's my dude. That's my man, 20 grand. But gun rights. Don't forget about old D Jeff. You keep saying I gotta ask Mark. I gotta ask Mark. Mark will tell you himself. I'm the fucking man when it comes to what happens in that ring, fam. No, I'm dead ass serious. I'm dead serious. Mark will tell you this himself, bro. When it comes to what happens inside that ring, I'm the motherfucking man at that shit. That's my field of expertise. See, I always, like all my lives, I say, when it comes to the historian part of it, I defer to Mark, Unrivaled. When it comes to the politics and what goes on behind the scenes, you know who I defer to. I defer to Ring IQ Julius. But when it comes to what happens inside of that ring, I talk to those guys, but I don't defer to a motherfucker when it comes to that. Again, me and Mark and Julius, we argue about that type of stuff. I don't defer to anybody. So don't sleep
Well,
on your boy
when
D.
we talking about the betting aspect, I'm
Yeah,
talking about historically speaking. You feel what I'm
right.
saying? Because we all have been wrong. I didn't heard everybody on this show say that they had Regis, and me and maybe one or two people had Taylor winning that fight. So I'm just talking about historically speaking. That's how I bet on historically speaking how the fight actually turned out, as opposed to who we think that's gonna win. Because I think I got my own perspective of I've been pretty good on that. On the only fight that I lost was the Fury and Wilder. You feel what I'm saying? The last year, that was the only
All right.
fight that I lost. You feel what
Let me
I'm
just
saying?
tell you
So
this. I feel you, but let me just tell you this, fam. And that prediction league that I'm in, since I've been in the prediction league, dog, and I've said this to you before, I stay in the top 3, fam. I'm talking about by season end. I'm not talking about I stay in the top 3. It's a reason for that, fam. That's
well, you
consistent.
got to remember, a lot of those fights that y'all pick on the prediction league is not on the general betting aspect when they
That ain't the
post
point.
boxing fight.
That ain't the point, my nigga. That's not the point at all. The point is, regardless of those fights being on there, the point is my ratio of picking these fights, how they fucking happen. Decision, knockout. My ratio is outstanding, fam. I'm talking about outstanding, dog.
Of
Like,
course, your ratio is going to be high, but on major fights, that's what they're allowing for you to bet on when you go to the casino. You feel what I'm saying? Like everybody that was on your show had Tank knocking out Gamboa in less than 12. You feel what I'm saying? It'd be shit like that. That's the fights
yeah,
that I'll be
but
paying attention
everybody
to.
but who? Everybody but who? Because you remember what I said about that fight before that fight. I said Tank was going to struggle, and motherfuckers didn't believe that. I said Tank was going to struggle, fam.
Well, that's because Tank haven't been looking good. I said that
Nah,
too, but
okay, that's true, but that's because I know what the fuck I see in that ring, fam. I'm telling you right now, I pride myself on that. My uncles used to box, fam, professional. I've been around this shit since I was 5 years old, dog. That is my cup of tea right there. I'm
I
telling
get
you.
it. But I'm just saying, based off of nobody else's analytics in that sport, I've been doing excellent. I'm one of the only niggas that had J Rock losing. You feel what I mean? Had Heard losing, because I never really had Heard on my high list like that. So I had J Rock beating him. A lot of niggas didn't have that. You feel me?
Shit, yeah, I did. I picked J Rock to win. I picked him to
So
win.
like I said, I had Marcus Brown beaten. These is my highest bets that I ever won money on. I had fucking I had J Rock winning that fight. I had Marcus Brown beating Bundu Jack. I had Taylor beating Regis, and these is fights that I'm picking that I've seen 95% of the public betting on the other way. You feel me? The only
Right, that's
fight.
the only fight. That's the only fight that we talked about this before, but that was the only fight that you ever really mentioned that I picked wrong was that Regis Prograis shit. The rest of them, and then like with my boy Teofimo, the commie shit. Man, come on. You know I was so low on that. You know I was fucking so low on
I
that.
mean, I had Lopez winning that fight. I never really, I was never really high on Comey. That's one reason why I don't give that win such a high caliber of a win like
You know what I
everybody
want
else
you to
do.
do? You know what I want you to do? Gun right. Go back to my breakdown on that fight. And it happened a couple of rounds earlier, but Teofimo Lopez took Comey out exactly how I said it on my breakdown before the fight. Exactly how. He took him out exactly how I said he would. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, dog. Like, I never even pump myself up, but I just don't even want no one to look past me when it comes to this boxing thing.
Oh,
Cause
nah.
that's
Ain't
my
nobody
shit,
looking
bro.
past you. But like I said, and out of all this betting shit, bro, I'm in Vegas pockets way more than than I've been losing. I'm still in their pockets for over 10 bands over the course of 3 to 5 years. So
Oh, you
I
want me to
mean,
post that, Mark? I didn't know you wanted me to post that, fam. Yeah, I'll post it right quick. You sent that to my text. You sent that to my text. That's okay. I'm gonna email it to myself right quick. I didn't know you wanted me to post it, Mark. I'm gonna post it. Oh yeah, I'll post that shit. Oh no, you did send it to my Twitter. Yeah, that shit was crazy, bro. Y'all check this out. Unrivaled just sent me this. This is what I was going off about. I didn't want to post it because I didn't know if he wanted me to or not. But I'm getting ready to show y'all this, and I'm gonna tell y'all now for $5 or $10. It doesn't matter if Marco is right or not. Y'all better go make this bet. When y'all see this at $5 or $10, it don't matter, bro. If he's right or if he's wrong, go make this damn bet. I'm telling y'all right now. Okay, check this out. Gun rights. I already know you get ready to put it in. Watch this. Watch this, guys. Here it go. Get ready to pull it up for you. Yes. Mark just blew my damn mind with this one. All right. Everybody can see that, right? Let me move this comment right quick. Do y'all see that? £5, guys. That's like $6 and some change. Or not even $6, like $5.72 or something. $5.70. Listen, £5 potential returns, 32,890 pounds. I am going to put this ticket in tonight. Matter of fact, right after I get off this live, let me tell y'all something about this. Everything in that ticket is absolutely reasonable. Everything. I've done the film study on all three of these fights. Everything that Mark had. This is why I love Mark and Gun Rights here, because these type of things I don't know. I don't even know how to combine these things to come up with those type of totals. That's what makes these guys experts. I know the information, but when it comes to the gambling side, I could have never put a ticket like this together. But see, Mark knows the things that I know concerning these boxes, but he also understands the betting side of it. Mark, I definitely need to get with you, fam. I definitely need to get with you on this shit. This is crazy. I'm putting this ticket in tonight. I might put it in twice. I might put this ticket in 2 or 3 times. Fuck it. It was $50, bro. I might put it in $60 for $20 a piece. Jesus. So y'all see this ticket, right? You still there, Gun Rights? Can y'all hear me out there? I want to make sure I didn't fall. I think Gun Rights. Yeah, Uncle Bern Apostrophe said, now I gotta play that one just in case. Hell yeah, man. Let me make that bigger so everybody can see that. That is insane. That is the best ticket I've seen ever. You can see the screen, right, Gun Rights? Gun Rights. I don't know. Yeah, Unrivaled does very well. Very well. honest, LeBron looks really old and AD too soft while he's shooting many jumpers when he's supposed to dominate in the post exactly. And the Lakers bench trash going nowhere with this team will lose at some point. Exactly, honest. Exactly. People are too high on the Lakers. I agree with you totally on that, honest. Sporadic Flowers said, hey, I have a question. Who do you think will get the money from the ticket? Shoot, if I get the ticket, I'm getting the money. No, I don't know, man. If I hit a ticket like that, Sporadic Flowers, I'll be honest with you guys. I would donate half of that money to multiple charities and helping people. Probably not. I mean, I would go out and do a lot of charitable work with half of that money, help feed people and help some people out. Then the other half, I'll probably take it and oh, she's a good dog. All right. All right, guys. So nice dog next door. Fair play, can't argue with that value. Hell no. Unrivaled, get the money. Yes, sir. Now I gotta play it just in case. Get this smoke in the building. He says, I hear you. Hell yeah, dog. He said the thing about boxing is singular bets have tight odds. It's the method of victory. Bets group round stoppages that can win you the cash. It makes it riskier. But yeah, that's right, Mark. That's right. I'm definitely gonna see, Mark. I hope you know this, Mark. You know I always bother you and call you up at crazy hours and all of that shit. I do hope that you know you just gave me a reason to call you even more now. I'm gonna I'm gonna be bothering you even more now. So I just want you to know that I've been bothering you enough, but now it's getting ready to be even more showing me a ticket like that, buddy boy. That's just too awesome. So gun rights. Are you gun rights left? Gun rights, if you could log back in, guys, because we never gave them a parlay ticket. I guess Mark might have stole the show. But you know what, guys? Look, this is what I'm gonna do. Forget about that show ending basketball ticket that we usually give you guys, right? Look at the returns on this ticket, right? So if you just took $1 and divided that by the 32,000, right, guys? I'm sorry, divided that by 5. You're still talking about over $6,000 if you just bet a buck, $1. So, guys, put this ticket in that Mark has up here, regardless, because if you just bet $1 with these returns, that means you will be good for $6,000. And I'm pretty sure that everybody in the chat with me right now can afford to bet $1. You know why? Because that's all D Jefferson's bets. That's all I ever bet is $1. I showed y'all my ticket. Dollar, 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 dollar. I'm not a heavy gambler, guys. $5, £5, that's too much for me. But on $1 ticket, you could win $6,000, over $6,000. That's exactly what this means. Go bet this ticket, guys. I'm telling you, with what I know about boxing, this ticket could actually win. Alida Alvarez, Joe Smith, 10 to 12 rounds. Could happen. Dillian White. I was just racking my brain whether to go the decision or to go between 10 and 12. That's what I was racking my brain about last night, which means this could happen because Alexander Povetkin is old and he has gassing issues. Dillian White has gassing issues, which means either one of these guys could end the fight within 10 to 12 rounds. That could happen. Alexei Papin and Ruslan Pfeiffer, evenly matched, guys. This is an evenly matched fight that I expect to go to decision, but either one of these guys could stop the other between 10 to 12 rounds. I know Mark's seen all of this too. because he knows this sport just as well as I do. So I know he's seen these things. That's why he was able to put this ticket together. Trust and believe in me, guys. This ticket is not far-fetched. We could get paid off of this. And I would like for everybody to get paid off of this. And it could be at least $6,000. So go put a dollar ticket in. Follow behind Mark, guys. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. Forget about basketball today. Mark just ruined it. The parlay ticket today, the parlay ticket of the day is not a basketball ticket. It is the one on the screen. Go play it. Go play it. So, guys, that's how we're going to end the show. Unrivaled, you are the man. I appreciate you, fam. Unrivaled, give me a call when you get a chance, because I have something really important to talk to you about. And I think that it's something that you and I will have extreme success at. For our channels and everything else, fam. So give me a call after this. We need to talk, bro. We need to talk big time. Appreciate all y'all coming through. Champ Ross, 32. Damn, Mark. We don't hear from you on Sunday. We know. Mark might take a break, huh, Champ Ross? Hey, I would tell you one damn thing, Champ. If that ticket pays out, y'all definitely gonna hear from D. Jeff. Cause it ain't, look, I'm on here for the love of sports, baby. It ain't even about like the money. I'm really on here because I love you guys and I love sports, and I just love this whole community talking about sports. It's the best thing I could do every day. It makes me happy. But if I'm already happy, I would be extraordinarily happy if Sunday's tickets go down the way. And guys, I'm getting ready to throw a monkey wrench in it. I said that I was going to bet this ticket 3 times. Yeah, I'm going to bet it 3 times. But I'm going to throw some of these other games in there. Some of these baseball games, some of these basketball games. If this ticket is $32,000, imagine if you throw some other surefires in there, or what would perceive to be surefires. You could drive this ticket up to 40, 50 grand. Literally. I'm playing it. I'm going to play this ticket exactly just like Mark has it. But I'm going to take this combination and throw in some other games, guys, on parlays. Make this 3-teamer a 5 or 6-teamer parlay. That will increase your odds with different sports. Oh, hell, man. Boy, Mark, win or lose, buddy, you made my day. Just the excitement of it. You made my day. I appreciate you guys. Everybody for coming through. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Basic predictions and odds. Guys, we doing big things. This show is going to blow up. I hope all of you guys make money, because that's what it's about. But make money safely. Don't bet big. Bet low like D. Jefferson. Bet these parlays like my man Unrivaled. Live off the parlays. Save your money. Have some fun. And, hey, take the advice, guys, because we giving you the advice to win some money on the prediction show. It's the basic predictions and odds. Y'all know how I always end this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.